Start up the stream. Start up the stream. Is it streaming? Is it streaming? Seems to be going. Hello and welcome everyone. Whoever's shown up so far. Let's see. Okay, so that seems to be done. That's good. I've been trying to save my work because I've had one of those stupid crashes again in LumaFusion. So I'm very happy. Hence the title. I'm extremely happy today because I've had a lousy day. Quite horrible actually. And right now I can't continue work on my videos, which is making me very happy. So that's the topic for today. Well, it's not the topic, but it's gonna be a red thread throughout the stream. How happy I am. I mean, I'm smiling. All is good. I've got my favorite drink here right now. I've gotten a new favorite for some time. And it contains a lot of sugar, but Jesus, I love this one so much. It's crazy how good it is. I don't know what it is, but ever since it started to get warmer, I just wanted to get some bubbles into what I'm drinking. And I don't know why I stopped buying that other bubbly thing, but I tested one of these at a restaurant once, and it kind of stuck with me, and every summer I just want more of this. So hello to you who are already here, and welcome so much to the stream. It's just something with oranges in summer, which is just it just goes really well together. So I've been doing a lot this week, actually, a lot of stuff. I've been starting up some music production stuff in Core Gadget. I haven't done a Core Gadget series in a while, and I want to bring it back. And I'm working on something cyberpunkish, of course. And I'm also going to be, of course, singing into it again and using distortion. But this time I'm going to have to use what's only inside Gadget, which makes it really, really hard when it comes to the vocals, because I want a lot of controls over it. And I think I'm going to have to sing into one of those guitar pedal looper things. I don't want to do it like that, but I think I'm going to have to do it like that. So I can see all of your hellos. So yes, I am reading the comments. And oh yeah, you can see that I've got the comments right there. I'm gonna pause this video. So I've started up a new series in Core Gadget. So that's something that's gonna hit the channel, and I will be putting out videos like in portions, so you know, like I did in the past. So I begin with drums, and then I talk about bass, and then I talk about the chords and stuff and processing, and you know, it goes on until I get to vocals, until I'm done. I think it's gonna be like a 5-part series or something like that. I stopped making series videos because people don't watch them as much, but after time I've seen that some of my most viewed content on my channel right now is actually Core Gadget videos, and people keep commenting on them. Even though some of those videos are 3 or 4 years old, they keep commenting on them, which is, to me, it feels very, very good, because I put in a lot of work into them. So that's one. Hello, hello Jamie, hello Dad, Mom, Jack, what's up, Sammy, Joshua, and everyone else who is not right now talking in chat. I know you're there, I know you're listening. So another thing that I did was, I can't say who it is yet, but I have started getting lectures or master classes from a very, 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 very talented, very respected person from the music industry. Someone who has changed a lot of things when it comes to gear and algorithms for effects. And this guy, he has been teaching me about the first thing we did here now that we talked about. I think there's gonna be more, so that's why I say it's the first one. But the first thing we talked about was how he analyzes reverbs and how he characterizes them and how he breaks them down, and he taught me how to do that. I'm gonna have some extremely interesting videos for the main channel in the future. I'm serious. I've I've had my mind blown a little bit, and that's interesting. That's something I've done. I've also studied a bit. I've read. I've read it. Maybe I shouldn't talk about that yet because maybe it's too early. It's a project I've been working on for quite some time. Started it like 2 years ago. It's been ongoing, and now I'm reading on it. Yeah, I'll wait with saying what that is exactly. Um, what else have I been doing? I've been out filming, recording videos, of course, for the outdoor series, and the solar panels video is gonna be the next one coming out in the outdoor series, and it's gonna be a nice in-depth one, but still not too long, like 10 minutes or something like that. That's gonna be sweet. I've got footage from multiple locations, and I'm also doing measurements, and stuff like that. It is not the Russian dude. Who is the Russian dude, by the way? I don't know which one of the Ruskis you're talking about. I know a lot of Russian developers, but none of them have been teaching me about uh, that side of everything. But this course I got, it just like I already know a lot, and so I was surprised to how little I've thought about some things when it comes to analyzing some stuff. I thought I was good at that, but I had to learn that I'm not as good as I think. So it's gonna be really, really interesting. Really interesting. Now, what else? Apart from filming outside, I thought I'd give you just a quick update of what I've been doing. I was really uncertain about this stream because of me being so happy, because of the stupid crash I've been having, and losing a lot of work that I'm now gonna have to redo, and I'm probably gonna be doing all-nighters for a week to get back to where I was. So I'm very happy. I can't remember what else I did, but yeah, I did put out. Oh yeah, I have already done that. I put out the Roland MC 101 video because I've been getting a lot of questions about that. But that's pretty much it. I can't tell you how much fun I've been having with the outdoor series. Like seriously, out working, out recording stuff. It's been the most fun, some of the most fun stuff I've ever done on my channel. And I want to continue doing that. And that's gonna be very interesting because in the winter, when it's supposed to be cold in Sweden, and it hasn't really been that cold as I want it, and that snowy as I want it for some time now, but when it's cold and snowy, you don't go outside to work, right? Then you go indoors. But I'm trying to find another angle at this to make it interesting, because I do not want to go back to just sitting doing the desktop thing. I did that with the MC 101 video, and it suits that video well. It doesn't really make any sense for me to do that tutorial outdoors because it would just be the same tutorial but outdoors. It wouldn't add much to the video. But when it comes to winter stuff, summer stuff makes sense to me. I know exactly what to do. I have some interesting things planned. Me and my partner will be out on town and recording material. I will show you. You know, like music producers need to eat, and you know, I'm a vegan myself, a vegetarian for many years, and vegan for about 6 years or something. And I want to show you where you can eat in Stockholm. If you're ever doing a job in Stockholm out, I want to show you these places. I also want to show you places where you can go if you're in Stockholm and you're doing a job, you know, mobile. You're out and about doing something. Or you're here on vacation and you forgot something. I want to show you where you can buy the stuff you need. That kind of thing. So I've got loads of things like this planned for future videos. So I think that's gonna be interesting. His name is Andrew Zeleno. Has some decent mixing vids. Andrew Zeleno. Are you talking about Andrew Zeleno? That name, I recognize that name. What's the channel called? Is the channel called Andrew Zeleno? Because I watch a lot of mix bus videos, but that's not the guy either. It's someone completely different. I'm sure that no one will be able to guess. No one will be able to guess. You might be able to guess when I make my first video about that topic. Yeah, his channel name is just his name. No, then I recognize the name and I probably watched a video or two maybe, but yeah, that's not the guy. Oh, thanks, Jack. Yeah, I hope it's a good thing. So Jamie is driving but listening. Okay, drive safe, dude. Every time I learn something, I realize how much I really don't know. Yeah, I know, and what I don't know could fill an entire planet. Like I know a lot, and what I know feels like it's a lot. But everything I don't know, you could fill the universe with the stuff I don't know. There's so much I don't know. Hello, Captain. Um, he claims he's the second best mixing channel on YouTube. Is he though? I mean, I don't know, but I get it with some of these people, some of these YouTubers making videos. I get that they have a persona that they do, and so they do that persona, and it works. A lot of people who watch that and see you say that I'm number one, for instance, it works with a lot of people. So I mean, there's an audience for anything. I don't have a problem with people doing that. I think it's funny when people do that. I don't think I would do that myself, but I'm also tweaked a little bit different. I research everything to death, and I am very afraid of speaking about things I don't know. I'm very cautious, even though I have this punky attitude in where I don't give a shit about things also. So it's kind of weird. I think it depends on my mood. I'm a moody little shit. Dan Warhol, Dan Warhol, or what his name was, did an awesome video for FabFilter about loudness. It dropped just a few minutes ago. I'll check it out. I'm selling a course. I see. I also have videos in where we're gonna go around and we're gonna look at thrift stores and secondhand stores to buy stuff that you can use, and maybe like cases to rebuild, for a mobile setup, things like that. And I've also started contacting some companies now to ask them would you kindly please send me your speakers, your portable speakers? We'll see who answers. I hope someone will answer, because no way am I going to be able to buy all of these speakers right now. There's no chance. So only way it's going to go if they sponsor me, basically. So I'm hoping that they will do, because I think that's an interesting topic too, speakers, because headphones, I use a lot of headphones to mix my music, and that works for a lot of the time. But having speakers is very, very important too, because listening to speakers is a very different listening. You know that listening to speakers it's a very different listening experience from listening to headphones, depending on speaker sizes and placements and everything like that. Listening in a car is so totally different from listening at home in front of your hi-fi system, and listening to a pair of monitors in a studio. A pair of portable speakers like the IK Multimedia iLoud, that boxed speaker with the tweeter and the two elements like that. That's gonna also be like a different listening experience. So I think that would be a really, really interesting episode, actually, really interesting. I'm also preparing a video on USB hubs, basically, because it's a very, very common topic that people talk about. Me, personally, I gotta admit, it's like the most boring thing to make a video about for me. But I know that a lot of people have problems with this, and they need to know. So I've been buying hubs and stuff. Here's one I'm testing now. Where's that hub? Uh, what? No, where did you go? Where did you come from? Where did you go? Oh, come on now. No, don't do this to me. Why are you gone? There we go. I sound like the why are you closed guy. Why are you closed? Have you ever seen that clip? Why are you closed? It's the middle of the day. People want to shop. I don't know why I watched that clip. I don't even know why YouTube recommended that to me. It's weird. So this is an Anchor hub. It's a very, very simple hub. I've been testing out both powered hubs and also unpowered hubs. And I bought this one because it kind of like, I don't know if you can see that, but the build of these, I thought that they would be interesting or better or something like that, but it turns out it's just very plasticky, but it's also very light, slim, portable. It's a good little hub to have extra, because with some of the hubs that I use, sometimes I want extra hubs, and I don't really need the power because the power is already going into a hub, and then I just want to expand with some, I'm trying just to show all kinds of workarounds and setups that you can have. I'm trying to show one thing here. Let's see here if I can just remove this thing. Like some people, I still use like an old screen, so it has that old like computer thing over there. So that's where the screen goes. And then it has one USB port and also the power through port, right? And so when I want more hubs on this, I could connect my audio hub to this, because I mean it's a sound interface and a hub, but I've started using the Steinberg card, right? And so when that's connected, I don't have any extra USB hub or USB, for all the other USB stuff I want to connect. So just connecting something like this and expanding it when you already have one of these, which some of my friends that I talked to, they already had like something like this for their old MacBooks that they used with an extra screen, and they wondered like, hey, can I use this with my iPad now? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, but there's only one port, really annoying, do I have to buy a new one? And I say, no, you can pay $10 or something like this and then expand it. It's small stuff like this I want to be able to show, like all of it. USB-C hubs, USB-A hubs, powered hubs, unpowered hubs. I want to do an episode just on hubs. Everything hubs. Am I repeating myself? I think I'm repeating myself. I feel like I'm repeating myself a lot. I do that when I record my videos though. Repeat myself all the time. It makes me a bit crazy. PD, yes, power through. Powered. Wait, PD stands for I don't remember, but PD port, for anyone who does not know, is that extra little port for a wall adapter to go into an adapter that can feed power straight through it, which is good. And I can also recommend one thing: if you have upgraded your iPad to an iPad with a USB-C port at the bottom, then instead of buying stuff specifically meant for iPads and iPhones, what you could do is you get something for a MacBook instead, if it's rated for a MacBook, because that stuff works just as well. And usually there's a lot of stuff on there, like Ethernet port, HDMI connectors, sometimes headphone port, USB ports, all of it. It's really nice. Hyperdrive should drop in price. $100 for a dong. Oh yeah. I know what you mean now. Yeah, I've seen similar dongles made by a third party. You know what? Let's have a little look at that. Shell. If you're in Sweden and you have forgotten your USB cables, or if you needed a USB power pack because you decided you're going to Stockholm, you decided to go on a boat ride, on those old nice boats out into the archipelago, and for a longer run, which takes a long time, and you're like, oh shit, I forgot all my USB batteries, or you couldn't carry them through customs or whatever. Then I want to show you where I buy all my stuff, you know, and it's at this company, Shell, and they have stores all over Sweden, and I want to show you all of the locations in Stockholm. Stuff like that, videos like that. I want to make stuff like that. It's not a travel vlog channel. It's very relating. It's very relating. It's very uh, it's still on topic because it's, you know, it's hubs, lightning cables, other things you might need. If you need to buy a sound card, sometimes, like Shell and Company for a few years ago, they used to sell a small lineup of IK multimedia stuff in their store, actually. Sound cards and microphones and things. They don't have them now. I don't know why, but they used to do that. Yeah. Works good. I did, however, have to send my first one back. 6-in-1 hyperdrive. Yeah, I've been looking at these USB hubs, USB-C hubs. Oh, not USB-C. What? Stop writing 3. USB-C hub. Ah. Alright, wait, what? What? It's only giving me... Oh god, their site is not good. It's better to go into their store, because their site is just the worst. Are you seriously just gonna show me 3? Oh, maybe I misspelled it. Nope, you're only showing me 3. I can't believe... I can't believe you've done this. I can't believe you've done this. Anyone love Neil Breen other than me? I love Neil Breen. I watch Neil Breen movies. Neil Breen movies is like, when you've been hit by the Breen, you're in the green. Like, Breen is the thing. If you don't know what a Neil Breen movie is, you need to go check Neil Breen. You need to get one of his movies. Oh yeah, Faithful Findings. Oh, a masterpiece. I love his movies, and I'm not being coy and shitty about it. I freaking love his movies. Most unique stuff I've ever seen. It's great. It's better than The Room. Neil Breen is unique. Nothing like him. Nothing like him. I'm trying to find that really expensive hub. There it is, hyperdrive. Why does it cost so much? Why does it cost so much? What? I've seen other brands make this, and they go for about $4.99 dollars, which is half this price. So technically, I don't know what the difference is in quality between those brands and this thing here, the hyperdrive. Why do people keep going for the hyperdrive if it's this expensive? Why don't they get the $500 one, for instance? I mean, $500 is still a lot of money, you know. It's funny because the hubs I have are sub 500. Am I saying $500? I mean $50. Oh, I'm sorry. $50, not $500. What am I saying? Yeah, I've seen other brands make similar stuff for $50, and my adapters are sub $50. They don't have all the connections that the hyperdrive has, but we can see here there is this other store called Webhallen in Sweden, and we have them all over the place. And when I check USB-C hubs here, they have a really big. They have a nice big. They have a nice big. Please please don't take that out of context. Okay, it's just be nice to me. Be nice to me. Where is it? I know it was here. Come on now. I saw it not too long ago. Very similar hub. With all the connections. LAN, SD card, USB, HDMI. Okay, so here is one at a price drop. They say that it's dropped 38%, so the original price was about $80 or something, and now it's about $50. Eglo? What is this brand? Eglo. Anyone know this brand? What can it do? So it has SD card, it has power through port, 2 USB, 3 I think, because of the blue stuff in there, and HDMI, network. Is that it? Is that it? That's these things are pricey, but then again, there's a lot of electronics in there, right? Mine was like 80 on sale. I think 100 is typical for that brand. I have the Anchor one, like that. Anchor one, Joshua, Anchor, the Anchor one. Can you again tell me which one it was? I think you told me already, Joshua, but please tell me again. HDMI 60 HRC? Oh, 60 Hertz, I think. I try disconnect, making lots of adjustments. Hello Rustic, sup? And if the hub has a headphone jack, it messes up audio interfaces. Yes, that's true. If it has an audio jack, some kind of a sound interface built into the adapter, it completely messes up everything. God, I've had too many problems, you know, switching between apps and just hoping that it will work. And when I have a certain connector plugged in, this one, it is basically just a headphone port with a charger port to it. That's all it is. I think this one was about $15 or something like that. And basically the driver says that it's a Realtek audio interface inside here. It's a Realtek audio interface set at 48 kilohertz. It's just that, and this is also bought at Shell & Company. I tell you, this is where I buy all my stuff. I was thinking about upgrading from 2020 Pro to the M1, but saw Nutrix video and looks like the DSP is fairly comparable. Yeah, Hustle, the thing with the new M1, basically, if you're into video editing, and if you export a lot of videos, then you're getting a definite upgrade. If you're into graphics, and you want to do, you know, designs and drawings, and you process a lot of pictures and stuff, then you're getting a definite upgrade. If you're working with music, you're getting a much faster processor, but much more of an upgrade. It's not really if you're a music producer with the M1. That's it. That's what everyone tells me who uses that now. A lot of my friends switched over. They sold off their iPad, which I was gonna do too until I broke it, but that's what they did, and now they realize that, and many of them they aren't into video editing, so for them it's not really an upgrade. But yeah, it is kind of an upgrade when you consider the processing unit. If it's worth it for you to do that upgrade, then yeah, sure. But if you're already on a Pro from 2020, it's a powerful iPad. It's not gonna get much better. I mean, you get a little bit of faster startup times. I mean, you saw the Nutrix video. It's very clear what happens in there. You have a bit more processing power to work with. But graphics wise, you get more. if I'm using HDMI, I'm probably not making beats. And if I want to use an audio interface, there's no use for the headphone jack. Okay, so Mr. Funk, I'll tell you something. I do videos and audio, and many times when I sit and work in LumaFusion and I work on certain parts, I need to go back to maybe an audio app in order to do something. You see what I mean? For me, it's a lot of switching back and forth because I'm doing the videos, and then I realize I needed to do something with the audio. And what would be perfect for me, not perfect, but what would be the best thing to do for me is every time I need to do something audio, it's to close down all the apps, shut off the iPad, switch out the adapter, shut it on, turn it on again, and then start doing the other thing. Then I would probably not have as many problems, but sometimes it's really just you switching between apps and some of the apps not really latching on to the fact that they should now be running 48 kilohertz. And so you get a glitch and then it just shuts off or crashes because of it. If they remove the 3.5mm jack, it's bye-bye iPads in schools. Yeah. I mean, they would have to buy the dongles, all these schools. And I'm sure that Apple would, in some cases, even maybe ship free dongles to them. Here, we messed up the iPad. Let me fix that. Here comes Uncle Apple. I've got a load of dongles for you. Dingly dongle, come on, dingly dong. Grab your dongles, children. That's probably what they'll do. And then every happy child has a little dongle, a little headphone port dongle that they can plug into their iPad. And now they're up and running again. I think it might be coming to that. But then again, in the future, most stuff is going to become wireless. It's just that I hate that these companies are trying to push that stuff before the wireless is even really there. It works as a consumer just consuming music, but as a professional it does not work at all. It's just shit. It's absolute dog shit. The latency is just horrible. It's like working with MIDI on a Windows 95 computer, or I don't know what that means, but you probably know what it means when I'm trying to express myself like a human being in a society. This is how I conduct myself, people. This is how I act. This is me, Mr. Person. I'm Mr. Person. Latency doo-doo. What? What is that even? What is that? I have a feeling we'll see an iPad Air 2 shell with 10.2 screen and a 3.5 jack as the entry level. That might be true. Grab your dongles, children. Hey Dean, what's up? I've seen you've been skulking around here. Hi Timothy. I stopped trying to keep up with Apple. Yeah, it's no use, you know. Think about this. My iPad Pro here, 11-inch, is still on iOS 14 point whatever. And this one is still on iOS 13. Because it just works better. Audio and stuff, when I work with older synthesizers, are just way more smoother on this than it is on this one. That's just how it is. And I have way less problems with this one because this one has the headphone port right there, and it doesn't at all glitch when I disconnect and connect sound cards to it as it does with this thing. It's just horrible how much I have to start. It's horrible how much I have to restart the iPad Pro 11-inch from 2018. Whew, I was able to say that. I'll go full on iOS 15. Yeah, no, I'm not doing that. I've already seen some of the bugs and stuffs, and no. It feels a little bit, you know, me and Kai were working hard on the new Agonizer update that's gonna come real soon. And both of us are a little bit, you know, like, ugh, we're gonna release it before 15 hits, and then 15 hits, and we don't know what's gonna break, because everything just breaks always with new iOS versions. Oh no, I'm all out of pee. I'm all out of juice. Oh no. Was that a Freudian slip? Is that a Freudian slip? Is that true, Jakob? Do you sit and drink pee in front of your viewers? No, I don't drink pee. Where did you get that idea? Oh, this time I brought a big water bottle because a little glass. My partner isn't here. You know, she's out visiting. She's away visiting her mom. Down the country. And I've been alone for quite some time. And maybe it's starting to affect me a little bit, you know. I like being alone, you know, but I've gotten used to, yeah. That's what it is. I don't know, Danny. I might be pronouncing your word wrong, or your name wrong, because you're spelling it with one N, but I don't know who I'm talking to, actually. I never know who I'm talking to. I'm just talking. That's what I do during live streams. Just trying to go. Have a nice day, Timothy. And thank you for stopping by. I was happy when Apple announced that Air 2 would be supported. I can postpone getting a new iPad Air another year. It's really interesting how far back iPads are actually supported, or iPhones. I mean, this one, I'm running iOS 14 on this one. This is an iPhone 6 S. This is old. We're talking what, 2014, 2013? I think it's 14. Maybe 13. It's not bad. It's not bad. Quite amazing that they're still supporting them. I just have a hard time thinking that 15 is gonna work on this. Do you know? Anyone know? Have you heard anything about 15 working on maybe older phones like that, older than iPhone 7? I was shocked that I was able to upgrade this thing. Actually, to update it. It's quite interesting. You're your own best friend. Aw, Sean. I don't know about that. Me as a best friend, I'm thinking I'm a bit of an asshole to myself, you know? So I'm not so nice to myself. I'm nicer to myself when I have someone around me. So, yeah. I've learned that over the years, that I'm nicer to myself when I hang out with people, but it's not often I do hang out with people because I'm a loner. That's just the way it is, you know. I like being alone, and some of my best friends are machines, but then again, I do have friends, and I talk about them. The problem is that some of these friends, I've never seen their faces. They've seen mine, of course, because I'm on YouTube. But if it wasn't for that, they wouldn't know what I looked like. Like, I don't know how many online friends I have. I kind of grew up seeing the start of internet and seeing it evolve into what it is now. And it's just been a big part of my life. So it's been a normal thing to have friends over the internet. But I remember a time where people talked about that, like, that's not normal. You should go out and meet people. You cannot get real human connection online. And that's funny. It's funny that people used to say that, because today, whew, nothing can get your blood boiling like a misspelled tweet somewhere. I'm not saying that my blood boils from that, but I've seen too many fights online for stuff that usually it's nothing. It's nothing, but people get riled up. Oh yeah, it's as if you shot their parents or something. If you just tweet something a little bit off or a little bit weird. So this thing with not real connections online, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. If you can get angry on someone just through a tweet, then that is real to you, right? So, yeah. But that's how we used to view things. That's how we used to view things. I'm glad I'm not the only one who's like this. Well, you're not, Leo. I'm thinking a lot of people who watch my videos can maybe relate to that. I'm not saying that they do. I'm just saying I think a lot of people can relate to that actually. And it feels good knowing that you're not alone, because I think that's the worst thing about it. When you know you're weird and not like anyone else, and you think that you're alone, that's the worst, absolute worst. The things you do to yourself, think to yourself, it's just not good, not good. So even if I do enjoy being alone, still need connections, human connections, to keep me from not becoming anything else but human. Sounds so weird. Sounds like I'm having a seizure. Can you see my face? Hey, you can see my face whenever you want at my YouTube. Oh yeah, Captain, I know you have a YouTube channel. I do. And now everybody knows it too. Everybody knows that. If you want to see Captain's face, my Captain's face, then my Captain's face is over at my Captain's YouTube channel. And it's right there. He's even writing from that channel actually. If you click that name, Captain Energy Music, then you'll get to Captain's channel. The lockdown God, I know how to say that name. Excess. I know how to say that word. I mean, exacerbate. The lockdown exacerbated that. Jakob, I would have kept my distance at that Toman event too. You did really well there. I gotta ask you, was I acting weird towards you? Because if I did, it's not personal. I just am so uncomfortable with people in general. Like, whenever I meet another fellow human monkey, I have to think to myself. I have to stop myself from wanting to run away, because every meeting is a possible love, like a love at first sight event, and I mean that in a platonic way. But when you fall in love with a person as a friend, for their ideas, the way they think, the exchanges you have, it's just that happens to me a lot with artists and musicians. I fall in love with their music, fall in love with them. It just feels like wonderful. But I'm so scared to even risk getting into those situations, because every human monkey is a potential threat in my head. It's like a broken version of Fallout, where, like, one of those early bugs, which is a game for those of you who don't know, and where the characters, all the characters were exchanged for red exclamation marks. So everything looked very dangerous, and it made me very, very. It was very unnerving. I couldn't play it because of it. That's what it feels like a bit, walking on town. You can probably see me a day. I'll walk through Stockholm like this, with maybe a smile on my face, or looking very focused, like I'm going somewhere. But what's going on in my head is, please don't die, 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 please don't attack me. Is that's literally how I am. So I'm I'm super neurotic. if I if I ever see, I'm gonna give you a big yo. Yeah, you do that. You do that. I'll probably run away. That OCD video is so good. Oh, are you talking about the OCD video we did at Toman? God, that was, cause that one was. Oh God, I loved working on the video. I loved sitting there with these people, like all of us, so weird, just so weird nerds, and ah, nerds are my favorite people. You know, nerds are my favorite people. I love nerds. I love freaks. I love people who think that they're freaks. I'm not calling people freaks, but if you consider yourself a freak, then I love you. Because I need flavor and color in my world. You know? I need that. I need that for my creativity. It fuels me. Without that, I die. It's not good. I love that sound. for anyone sitting and listening right now, if it just became weird and awkward because of my silence, I was drinking water. So you can calm down, relax, keep your eyes on the road if you're drying. Just keep your eyes on the road if you're drying. Drying? Did I say that? I washed some clothes today also. I never told you that. I do that stuff too. And I also made sure to make myself several boxes of lunches so that I don't have to think about that for several days, because I wanted to get ready to just sit and produce. I've been doing that for almost a week, over a week now. Making bunch of food, putting it in boxes, in storage, in the fridge, and then I've been cooking up my own tomato sauce and just putting that in jars in the refrigerator. So everything is always done, It never takes me more than like 10 minutes to prepare something, or 5 minutes to prepare something. But I'm eating stuff that I've made myself, and it's been so nice because on the balcony we have these big buckets that we've been growing like lettuce in, different kinds of lettuce. And so every day I can go out there and just harvest it fresh, and all the spices fresh, like the basil and the thyme and the parsley and everything else. It's been wonderful. It's just that it's boring not to be able to share it. Oh, hello, Russ. What's up? What's up, Russ? Original Synth. Did you change your name, or oh, I have a bit of Asperger, so it's kind of hard for me. If someone changes their username or their profile picture, it feels like everything is going chaotic in my brain. Like, no, this can't happen right now. Brief visits while the dogs are quiet. Hello, Val, RTB Studios. I want a dog soon. I'm bored of everyday conversation. Someone called me eccentric at party once, and I replied, "I'm not eccentric. You're just you're just boring." And she started to cry. Yeah, you see, Original Sin. That's the thing. I've had to learn how to emulate. What do you say? Like regular people. Like regular people would not say that, right? I would say that. You would say that. Many watching this would probably say it, and some are probably shaking their heads, thinking like, what the hell's wrong with you guys? I know. It's not that there's something wrong with us. It's just that some stuff that regular people, I think that regular Joes and Marys talk about, is just uninteresting to us. We don't like shallow topics, talking about weather, rain. Someone mentions something about the weather, I'm zoned out. I don't even register that you're there. I don't do that to hurt people. It's how my brain works. It's unimportant. I filter it out. So I go talk about something else. So I've had to learn over the years how to emulate that, to talk about that, and smile back and everything. So a lot of people think that I might be interested in weather, like my neighbors. They think that. I'm really not. I've just learned to emulate it really well. And the first thing I do whenever I meet a person, I try to scan the situation, and I'm like, is this a regular Joe and Mary, or is this someone creative, or is this someone critical? Is this a conspiracy nut? I'm trying to just feel the situation, and if I sense that this is just it's just an everyday person, then the first thing I do is, it's a really nice weather today, or it's raining, and they perceive me as a completely normal person, and that works. You have less problems with people, less fights, you get less shit for stuff, and people don't hate you as much. And I kind of like that feeling that people don't hate me as much. If I look back in my past history, I get why people don't like me, because I was honest all the time, to your face honest. And that can still be a problem. If someone asks me directly to my face what I think about something, I always have to ask them, do you really want to know? Because I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I I don't want to right now. I don't want to tell you what I think right now. Like, that's happened actually. I've learned to see when one of my comments could be bad. And I've also learned one thing, that when you're arguing with someone and you know that that person might have they're standing on the wrong kind of on foundation on something. They're trying to convince you of something, and you know that what they're trying to convince you of is not, it doesn't work. So what you have to do in that situation is not being an asshole. And not being an asshole, unfortunately, means don't say the truth. I hate that. Like, you can't be honest about stuff like that. You have to, like, pull back a bit. So instead of saying, yeah, you're uninteresting and I don't like you, instead of saying that, it's like, no, it's not really my cup of tea. But I'll tell you what is my cup of tea. And then you try to find something where you can find a common ground. If you give someone enough time, then you will see that even regular Joes and Marys have very interesting sides to them that they hide all the time, because most of their time they're so invested in trying to be like everyone else. The problem is that everybody is not like everyone else. And once you get them on the side and start, like, working that, that's when you see it. That's when you hear it. Suddenly, there is something interesting there. So, what I'm saying is, don't write people off too fast, too quickly. Give them a chance to prove you wrong. What do you have to lose? Well, you probably know exactly what you have to lose. A certain amount of time that you could spend doing some other things. That's what my brain would think. Like, if I say this, then it's probably going to take this person about 1.5 minutes to answer. And then I'm going to have to answer back. Otherwise, she's going to think that I'm being... You see what I mean? That's how my brain works. I'm just trying every day not to be a horrible person towards people. Especially when I think that something is uninteresting. Yeah, it's important to try. Give people a chance, and most of the time they actually don't let you down that much. And sometimes you might realize that, oh, maybe I'm wrong this time. Maybe I completely misjudged the whole situation. And I love those instances because that's new to me, right? Yeah. Every time I realize there's something I don't know, it shocks me. Persecuted delusions and pseudo hallucinations. These issues are taking over with the reality of the day. Seems to be the most important thing in the universe, mostly, isn't it? They say I'm suffering from persecution. Is that like a diagnosis you've gotten, Sean? That's interesting, by the way. That's interesting. I myself have had problems with... I don't have a diagnosis for that, but I've had problems with feeling as if everyone's out to get me all the time. And that's also part of why I'm so terrified for people, like of people. Whenever I see someone, it's a potential threat instead of it's a potential friend. A lot of people just see it as that. It's someone I can maybe talk to. For me, it's someone that might want to hurt me. It's not a nice feeling, and it's horrible when it controls your life. I know what that feels like, and I'm still scared of people, but I'm trying my best, you know. I'm trying my best to change it. I'm not perfect. I am not perfect, I know that. I have a long way to go, and it's been many years. I'm 42 now, and it's taken me this long to get to this stage where I'm actually able to go away to places, meet up with people, fly to other countries, and do events. Because back in the day, the way I got around that was by drinking myself really drunk, and it was the only way. And now that I've been sober for, what is it, like 8 years? Whew, it's been rough, because I can sense every emotion I'm having, and I'm very aware of them, and it's scary. It's really scary. It's awfully scary. ADHD, OCD. I'm laughing because I, I, I get it. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing because I recognize it. You know, it's I need that. I need that to be very very clear. I recognize it. I know. I know some of it. I don't know what everything you've gone through, and I don't. I wouldn't ever suggest that, but I can recognize it, what it's like. Anyone try the Lunar Lander Pulsar Modular Reverb? What? Lunar Lander Pulsar Modular Reverb. Lunar Lander? What are you talking about? Lunar Lander. Who made that? Who made that? Lunar Lander. I also want to say that if anyone is fighting with mental issues that you feel like maybe like it's controlling your life, it is very important to talk to someone. It is very important. I've done that, and that's something I hate doing the most. I do not like giving control over of something in my life to someone else, a stranger. But it's been the only way that I've been able to come to terms with a lot of stuff in my own person, like stuff that I just wouldn't be able to see if I couldn't see it through a second pair of eyes, basically. So if you feel that way, there's nothing wrong in getting help. There's nothing wrong with it. It's only good. That's what I recognize. That's what I recommend. My English is horrible. Oh, this one. Is it this one? What is this? Okay, wait. I'm gonna stop this little thing here. I want to hear that video. Oh, come on. What? You gonna do me like that? I hate it when videos do me maybe I shouldn't say anything because I know how I make my promo material for Instagram and Twitter. So yeah, maybe I should just shut the hell up. I tease people all the time. I'm so dumb. Come on. Water? No, I'm not drinking hot tea, when it's this warm. Right now, there's 30 degrees, okay? And the wind is still, it's really hot. I have a fan outside, a very special fan, in a pulsing mode. Because if I turn it on so it goes, on full on mode, then this thing will blow on the mic and you will hear it. But in a pulsing mode, you can't hear it. Without it, I would be so warm, I wouldn't be able to stream. So no hot tea, nothing like that. I don't even eat hot food right now. I eat cold food. I mix like salads and stuff. Ugh. But I miss it so much. You have no idea. I could make iced tea, but I'm not too fond of it. I'm not too fond of iced tea. It depends. If you put some bubbles into it, then I like iced tea. So wait, what? Is this free? The Lunar Lander Pulsar Modular. Pulsar Innovation Bilgisayar. Oh, this looked like Turkish. Yeah, it is Turkish. I can't read Turkish. But it looks interesting. This looks very different. Is this a new developer? This looks like a new developer. Southern Sweet Tea. If I ever go to the US, which I really want to, it's just yeah. At some point, I'm gonna have to go to the US. I'm gonna try out some of your stuff. Southern Sweet Tea sounds nice. Why is this free though? What's the purchases? Oh, the full version is 109 spänn. That's in what? It's like $10 or something. Don't ask me for my code. There we go. Hmm. I'll try it out. I'll try it out. How long did you have to wait for the ADHD assessment, and what meds did they prescribe? I don't even remember, man. Like the assessment, I don't remember. I don't remember. And I gotta be honest with you. There's nothing that scares me more than meds. I ate these pair of like, it's like a, I don't know the name, but it's like a small, it's a blue pill. And when I ate it, after like 2 weeks, I started like sweating profusely, and they told me that this would be a side effect, but that it would help me sleep also better and feel more stable. It didn't, because of my own anxiety. So because of my own anxiety for what I thought that the pills could do, it didn't allow me to feel if it helped. You see what I mean? Like, mental health is nothing to be toyed with. I gave myself so much anxiety over my fear for what would could happen, because I thought that maybe the pills would do something bad. And just because I was sweating so profusely, they told me if you keep eating them, you will stop sweating after a while. And I asked them like how long, and they said like it usually takes about like four weeks to a month, or more. And I tried to get through it, but I couldn't. I stopped eating them. And instead, what I did was, I realized that what they tried to do was first to try to get me to calm down and sleep better, because insomnia is a real issue. You know, when you have this diagnosis, I've always been up late, up early, and nowadays I have a very specific schedule, and I've been keeping that for almost all these years, ever since I stopped having these two other jobs that almost kill me. You know, having so many jobs just almost kill me. So now I go to bed at a certain time, and I go up at a certain time, and I keep that sleep interval. I sleep better, and I now also feel more stable. Otherwise, I would not be able to keep on making the videos, because I was burnt out already 2 years after starting YouTube, and I felt like I wanted to stop. Like, true. That's true. I never talk about that really, but that's what it is. And whenever I get little sleep, that's the way I feel. I feel like I just want to disappear. So it's very, very important that I always keep that sleep cycle. That's very, very hard. That's very, very hard, because it's so easy to get, thrown in with something as soon as I start a project, if I make music. So I keep my phone with timers on, and I have different timers where it says different things, like sleep, lunch, almost like yeah. It's a bit, maybe it's a weird, I don't know, but I need to remind myself of things all the time. Otherwise, I forget them. And if I forget and I get out of this, what do you call it? Uh, Routine. If I get out of the routine, it's really, really bad for me. I start feeling bad very quickly, very, very quickly, and I get dark thoughts. So, in order to stave that off, trying to keep that sleep cycle, very important, very, very important. That was one of the hardest things when I went over to Toman, because suddenly they wanted me to get up at another time, and I needed to go to bed another time, and that's why I was literally crying in the evening after talking to my partner, because I was trying to acclimate to this new situation. And usually it takes me a few months to acclimate to something new when something changes. Here I didn't have that. I only had that time. I had those 4 days right there. Um, I don't actually remember exactly how I did it, but I talked to my partner. I made sure I had certain things and tasks I did when I woke up. Um, Certain way I took my, I went through the breakfast buffet, the way I greet people on my way out, the portier, and things like that. Most people probably did not even notice that there was anything wrong with me. Um, but that's what it's like. And I'm constantly thinking, now I gotta do this, now I gotta do this, now I gotta do this, now I gotta do this. Like when I'm out and about and you talk to me, it can take me quite some time to register that you're talking to me. I hear that you're there, but it takes me time to register that you're actually there. And that happened to me when a person from IK Multimedia, who I've been working with for a long time, a person who gave me a lot of chances to do a lot of stuff, also gave me a job opportunity here in Stockholm to do some work for them and things. And suddenly there she was. She was standing there in front of me and she was saying, "Hey, Jacob." And I was looking at her and I could not register that there was a person there talking to me. Like I was in the middle of this tent in Toman, at the Toman thing. You saw it probably. The tent, the big tent, the orange tent they put up, and all these booths, or not booth, but tables with all these gears and all these. You had Roland, you had Moog over there, and you had all these people, the Waldorf, all of these companies in there. And in there I'm standing, and she pops up in my face, and I can't see her. And it's so weird. It became so awkward. It became so awkward. You don't know how awkward it became. I think she even walked away. I had to go look her up and and say, "Hey." It took so long. It took so long for me to register that. And at that time when she came there, I was going through some weird thing in my mind, just trying to keep myself calm. Counting stuff, doing some calculations. I do that a lot. Almost like counting sheep for people when they want to go to sleep. Something I think about. I have many, many tricks that I tend to draw upon just to get through the day. And all of this is going on. And, I know I'm not alone in this. I know I'm not alone in this. I've seen some talks on YouTube from people that have the same thing. And they have some tips and tricks. Yeah, look at some videos. Sometimes you hear something that just makes sense to you. You could borrow stuff from some people, stuff they do. How did we get into this again? I'm sorry, everyone. I'm sorry. Now we're in this talk again. If it keeps going like this, I'm gonna have to rename the channel into something. Um, it's it's just very, very nice to have this space to talk about stuff like this because it doesn't suit my main channel. I don't want to make one of those videos on my main channel. I don't. I want conversations like this to be real time. I mean, as real time as we can get it. You're writing in a chat basically, so there's lag. There lag my signal to you and then your signal to me, right? But I just find it more constructive. Yeah, more constructive, definitely. I keep my devices on the oranges, less blue night mode all the time. Hustle, I do too. Not now though, for some reason, I think. But yeah, whenever I switch over to the not blue mode, I feel way more relaxed. But oh yeah, I know why I don't have it on. Yeah, whenever I'm filming my iPads, that's when I turn on the blue mode, the regular day mode, because it's easier for me to color correct that if I need to in a video. But working alone, no, I put the light down low and I also put it into the red mode, the night mode. It draws less energy from the battery, also less power, so the battery lasts longer without me having to connect it to an adapter, and I just feel calmer. I don't get like eye eye pain. What, head eye pain? Eyeball head? Eyeball head? Wait, where am I going with this? The day mode hurts my eyes. The night mode does not hurt my eyes as much. So yeah, I think I'm getting my message through. Routine is necessary. It's human. Might try it one of these days. Yeah, you should. Insomnia is very different. Insomnia is very, very different. It's also, this thing with the OCD. I thought I knew OCD, what it was, until I had it. The compulsion of doing a certain thing over and over again, and I can't stop, and I need to do that. And if I don't, it feels like something horrible is gonna happen. Once I had that feeling, and I battled with that for 3 months for something stupid, that's when I knew OCD what it was, and that scared me. Really, really scared me. I thought I knew what it was before I had it. I thought I had it. I only had some light glances with it, but it can really mess you up, Yeah, we're fragile people. We're fragile little monkeys, and we only have this life, and we have to take care of ourselves. That's that's just the way it is, right? We have to take care of ourselves, care for each other, try to keep everyone, content, as happy, as healthy as possible. If we do that, I know at least I feel better. Yeah, that's the kind of world I want to live in. I want to live in a world where we take care of each other, where we don't shit on one another. That's important to me, you know, very important. Lunar Lander Pulsar Modular. Okay, Lunar Lander Pulsar Modular. What does it mean with the in-app purchase? Can you load it? Lunar Lander, there it is. Does it load as an AUV3? Yes, it does. Okay, so what's not working if you haven't purchased it? Help. Is it nothing? Okay, I'm just gonna try out what's. Let's try it out. Let's try it out. Let's load something simple. I want to hear what it can do. So, Housemark 1. Can y'all still see that? Let me switch over to the day mode. I think that might become more easier to view. I'll pull up this a little bit. There we go. Oh. Oh, oh, come on, come on. What the? BBD. Okay, so I like it. What I can see here is that there's a plate reverb in here, or a plate, and it has plate size 1, 2, and 3 is grayed out right now. What else is grayed out? You have a low pass filter right here, and that's grayed out. Is there anything more grayed out? I can't see much more that is grayed out, but I think those are two things that you unlock when you get the full version. I will buy the full version, but I'm not gonna do it here because I just I can't be bothered with moving away the iPad because I don't want to show you my code right now. I would have to type that in otherwise, or maybe I could do it on a second device. I like it. It's really I like it. It has a like a dirty character to it. I really like that. And it sounded really good with this thing in here. What's this though? DAW, hard over. Wait, hard over. Low pass filter, pre-delay dampening, decay, diffusion 1 and 2. And what's this? Low pass filter. Okay, this is a bit weird. A and R. And the whole interface switches. I'm not too fond of when that happens in apps. Okay. What? What's the diff? Oh, it just switches the it switches the interface? Is that what it does? Mod depth, mod rate, regen, clock rate, BBD, decay, wet dry, bandwidth, wet dry, plate size. And if we do this, decay, volume, okay, what? I don't understand. Why is that button here? Why are you able to switch the I have to ask the developer what the thought is behind this, because there's got to be something specific. There's also a button here that doesn't do or say anything. Yeah, it doesn't do anything. I don't know what it does. Mixbox preset, why no download for them, please, please. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not getting them either. When I look, I'm not getting them either. I've sent I was supposed to send IK Multimedia a message about that on Monday. I forgot. I did it earlier today, and I haven't had time to check if there's any response, but I'm just waiting to see what happens there, because I can't see the download for them on iOS. You're supposed to get a message, and then it's gonna say Jakob haQ, the download things. That's how it's supposed to work, but I'm not getting it either. There's a ducking thing too. Oh, it's a signal chain, order of mod. Oh, it's the signal chain, order of modules. Now I get it. Okay, okay, then I get it. It reorders the modules. Okay, this is grayed out, so this is probably also part of the Pro version. All right, yeah, I'm gonna have to get the full thing. It sounds interesting. Are there any I hope there. Does anyone know if when you buy the full version, are there presets in here? Because oh God, I'm really tired of developers putting out apps and not putting presets in there. It's really important to have presets in your app when you're trying to sell them to people, especially if it's your first app, because it also gives a good sensation, a feeling for the customer when they purchase it and there's a lot of presets in there that they can play around with, they also have more confidence in you now as an app maker, so they will come back and buy the next one you make. If you don't have any presets, it's kind of a negative feeling. Like someone like me, I make sounds all the time. I make sounds for companies. I get hired to do that stuff, but so I can manage. But for anyone else, are there presets? There are presets. There are presets. Hassan, he even does it in caps. Listen, Jakob, you stupid. There are presets in there. You have to buy the full version. Calm down, Jacob. Everybody's telling me to calm the fuck down. I'm calm. I'm relaxed. Whew, okay, that's good. That's good. But maybe even if you get them when you buy the full version, at least put 10 in there, bro. Like, come on. That's okay. Put 5 something in there for people just to hear some of the different things, like 3 different ones where you have 3 distinctly different settings, so you can really hear the difference in different settings. At least that, and then the rest can come when it's paid for, or they can you code it so that they're grayed out in the list, you know. Now this one is using the thing here. So are they in a there's even a bunch even before in a purchase. Okay, let me check this as a standalone. That might be the problem. Might be the problem. Let's see here. I'm opening it up. I'm not gonna do that. Let's see. Okay, there they are, and they're of course in this one too, right? I just didn't see that because I'm a blind idiot. There we go. I'm so stupid. I'm complaining about something that wasn't even a thing because I'm looking at the AUM. Yeah. See, now I feel horrible. If you knew what I really feel right now, horrible. Absolutely horrible. I feel like such a stupid fucking idiot. But there we go. There are presets in here. No need to get crazy. No need to get crazy at all. Oh, I love it at the high octaves. You can hear hear the mechanical stuff in there. Yep. All right. I'm gonna check that out some more. Lunar Lander. I've seen this name Lunar Lander mentioned on Facebook, and I had no idea what it was. So thanks for the tip. Such a great EQ. Pro Q3. Are you talking about Pro Q3? Let me see. When someone says, yeah, you are. When someone says, such a great EQ, I'm always thinking about Pro Q3. Always. It's fine, we're here for it. You're really here listening to me talk about my my mental issues. Oh God, I'm very lucky. I'm very lucky to have you. I am. I'm very lucky. Uh, I mean, it's supposed to be a music channel, right? And I've seen on other channels when people start talking about personal things, you know, if the story is interesting, people will stick around. But we've been doing this back and forth for a long time, and you're still here. So I think you're pretty impressive, all of you. What's your favorite Klevgrand apps? My favorite Klevgrand app, Reamp. Number one, Reamp. Reamp is my absolute favorite so far out of everything that Klevgrand has made. Um, oh, I'm not even including. Okay, so there are two apps that I always, always use, and this is why I forget mentioning them because it's an everyday thing. It's almost like putting on pants for me, and that is Brusfri, Brusfri. Brusfri. It removes noise, and it does it in a brilliant way. And then the other one is their espresso. So basically, it's a de-esser. So I use those apps all the time. Every video posted, they're on there. Okay, working on my vocals. And apart from that, when it comes to effects I want to have fun with or produce with for music, it's Reamp. Ever since they dropped Reamp, mwah, perfect. I also love Skaka. I like that, but I just haven't found many uses for it yet for my music because of the music I make. But the Reamp, oof, I love that one. It's great. Bruce Free doesn't count. Stark is my favorite. Stark. That's how you pronounce it. Stark. You probably say Stark if you're an English speaker. Stark, but Stark. It means strong. Bruce free means noise free. Reamp. Wait a minute. Klevgren Produktion. What the hell? What the hell? Reamp is the only one where they actually have a name that is not Swedish. I never thought about that. It just came to me. I never thought about that. Huh. I wonder why they did that. Any idea how Reamp compares to Stark? Stark. Which one is Stark? I have to check again which Stark is because I'm not sure I have it even. Stark. Oh, come. Okay, Klevgren då. Come on. Klevgren. Kom igen. Klevgren. Want to know how you say oscilloscope in Swedish? You say oscilloscope in Swedish, you say it like this. Oscilloscope. There you go. Now you know more. Now you know how to say oscilloscope in Swedish. Oscilloscope. It's very, very, very straightforward. Oh, this thing. No, I don't have this. What is this? It's an amp simulator for guitar, bass, and keyboards. And okay, yeah, okay. So I'm thinking that this one will sound very different from Reamp. Reamp is a saturator device. Okay, that's what it does. It's more in the realm of saturation than it is in the world of distortion. It can distort stuff, of course, but it's meant to saturate, and it has different algorithms. It does have a few amp algorithms in there, but it's very clear that it's supposed to saturate and not distort. I'm not sure exactly what this one does. Let's see here. We have drive section, a cabinet, yeah, compressor, flanger, chorus, phaser, ambience. Yeah, it's a very, very different thing. They're not the same thing. They're not the same thing. And I think that if I start testing this one, it's gonna sound very much more like a pedal kind of product. Whereas Reamp sounds like the kind of thing you have in a rack in your studio when you're mixing stuff or want to heat stuff up, saturate stuff. So I think without even listening to this, if that's what it's supposed to do, Stark, to be an amp simulator, it's gonna sound like an amp simulator. Whereas Reamp does not. It does not. Reamp I would put Reamp in the same category as Saturn or the Sat X from plug-in inside the Mixbox thing, for instance. Yes, Reamp is more like a preamp. That's probably why they call it Reamp, because it is more preamp kind of thing. It's CPU insensitive but sounds nice. Reamp modules built in. Okay. I didn't know that. I can't afford those reverb echo pedals. I'm amazed at iPad plugins when used as external effects. Yeah, and that's so cool. I haven't done that video yet. I'm gonna do that one outside, I think. How to actually use the use an iPad as an insert effect, basically, with a sound card or a mixer or something like that. The problem is now I have to order a new mixer because I need to switch. I have a mixer up. Let's see if I can hit it up there. I have a mixer up there, and I need to switch that out to another brand. Yep, I need to switch it out to another brand. And as soon as I've done that, I'm gonna do some of those videos too. I am working on some very short, basic AUM stuff because I've never made the beginner stuff for AUM, and some people thought it would be a good idea for me to do like 5 minutes of those. I've already started. I've started recording bits and pieces for that, but I'm gonna need a few things because I don't want my videos to be like the other ones that are already out. I want them to bring at least something extra or something new or feel a bit different. So they're gonna be short and sweet, which is nice because I'm gonna be able to make them quicker. Studio Mux is coming out soon. What? Hassan, Hassan, my friend, listen. Studio Mux, Studio Mux. That's an isn't that an old app, or do you mean that they're making a new Studio Mux? Is it like Studio Mux 2 or something? Because the old one is stopped working, so I'm guessing they're making a new one. Tell me about it. What about Tone Stack? Yeah, that's the thing. I have Tone Stack. It's just that I don't own a guitar. I don't really, I don't feel like I can properly convey what the pedals are doing. Um, I mean, you can run synths through them. It's just that sometimes I just feel like a guitar it's just an electric guitar would be better to demonstrate some of these effects. Tone Stack is a typical guitar effects suite, and it's very capable of many things. It's loads of modules in there. Tone Stack, is that made by Yonak, I think, who made Magellan, for instance? You covered all I needed to know, AUM and each update's functionality. All right, that's good, Sean. But there are still people who are still struggling with some basic things, and I think that it could be good to have some shorter ones where there is like really basic. How does this work for a complete beginner? I mean, I know how to make those videos. It's just that I've always thought of my viewers as people who already know a lot. But then sometimes people tell me, yeah, but I don't. Because, of course, you're going to get new viewers, and some people don't. So, if I can make short videos in a short amount of time that doesn't take, if it doesn't take too much time to do, and I can help out in that way, then yeah, I'm going to do that. Absolutely. Evo 4 is about as simple an interface as it gets. Yeah, I've seen now. It's that blocky little black thing, right, with a knob on it, isn't it? Like kind of elongated, like an iPhone, but thick, like that, and a knob, black interface. It's just black, a plastic thing, right? Evo. I think that's the one you're talking about. I've never tested it. Uh, and I might have missed an opportunity to test it out because now that you mention it, I think I was contacted by someone from them, and they're like, "Hey, would you like to test it out?" Crap. Oh wait, let me just do a little quick search here on my email. Um, let's see here. Evo 4. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. This was this is back in 2020 0303. So that's January March. Yeah, March. No, wait, January, February, March. Yeah, it's March. Back in March last year, Jean Pierre tried to get me to review the Evo 4, and I completely missed it. And I think I've read it because it looks like it's read, and then I probably just forgot to answer. I'm a mess. I'm a mess. Well, sorry. I guess I could just contact them now and I'm like, hey, I'm a year later. Ugh. I did that with this. Stay tuned for a video on this one. Because that's what happened with this one. Jakob from Orba, he contacted me. He's like, "Hey, Jakob, this is mobile. Do you want to check this out?" And then a year later, I'm like, "Hey, Jakob, I saw your email that you sent a year ago. Yes, I would like to check it out." And the guy actually answered, and then he sends it over. Even though it took a year for me to answer, he did that. So who knows? If I contact the Evo people, maybe the Evo people wants to do this still. I'll try. I'll try. Wish me luck, everyone. I'm just such a fuck up sometimes. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I could have reviewed this earlier, but yeah, I just missed it. I don't. I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb. I'm imperfect. I'm an imperfect monkey person, and I can't help it. I try my best, but I can't be anything else but myself. And being me means being messy, messy person. Let's see here. Um, I don't want to. I'm missing so many of your stuff. You're saying so many things. You're saying so many things. I'm in the market for a two-ish second channel portable interface. Any recommendation? Well, Mitch, I would say it needs to be really, really, really portable, right? I already, first of all, I always recommend like IK multimedia stuff. I always do that simply because I love the stuff. But I also wanted to make clear that I have a very, very, very close relationship with IK Multimedia. I worked for them, I've done jobs for them, and I now have my first officially sponsored video from them on my channel. So I just always need to get that out in the clear so that people know exactly what I am and who I am when I'm talking about this stuff. But I'm looking at the iRig Pro Duo, and I am gonna call IK Multimedia and say, tell them to send that to me. I need to test that out because I think that would be a really great companion as a mobile device. It costs a little bit more than other devices, but what I like with their stuff is that they always make their stuff to run on very, very, very little power. So you never need any extra uh, hubs or anything to run that. But not only that, whenever I've used IK Multimedia's sound interfaces or anything similar together with a bunch of other things on a hub connected to, for instance, the lightning adapter, all of their stuff draws very little power. This is like a red thread throughout their design process. They always make sure that all of it draws a little power. And so when you start adding stuff up, like MIDI controllers, pad controllers with lights on them, and stuff like that. Companies love making those things with lights on them uh, because it looks nice, with the product, and it's a nice way of coloring stuff and keeping track of stuff, when you're working with a launch pad and things like that. It's just that it all draws power, but IK Multimedia stuff always draws very little power compared to many others because they always consider the mobile aspect or the mobile aspect first. That's why I recommend them. And all of their products always come with all of the cables you need. So it doesn't matter if you wanna do mobile one day with an Android or an iPhone. You can do that because you have the USB cables for that. You have the Lightning cable for that. If you need a USB-C cable connected to your iPad or your new MacBook, you have that too. So that's why I like their products because they always consider that mobile aspect and they make sure that you have what you need. But I'm always recommending this card, and I don't even have it myself. I need to get that card. I need to get that card, and that way, my word will weigh more if I say, "Hey, this one looks nice." But yeah, there's so many small cards The question is though, Mitch, what do you need really? Like, what do you need to connect when you're out? Do you bring microphones out? Like XLR, do you need 48 volts phantom power? Do you need inputs? Do you need RCA? What kind of gear would you like to bring with you? Or do you just need that nice headphone port from a nice sound card with a nice preamp on it because you want to have a good listening experience when you connect your high ohm impedance studio headphones to them? I mean, that's a different user case, right? So I would pretty much recommend what you need. Do you need MIDI? Do you not need MIDI? Is that important? There are many two-channel interfaces, but yeah, what is it for, Mitch? Are you gonna go out and record some goat farts? That's something I would. Can we do that? If I go over to the US and I come visit you, Mitch, can you teach me how to sample goat farts? I know you have goats, so I love goats. Jakob, have you done a vid on FabFilter Pro Q3? Yeah, I did a video on stuff I love on FabFilter 3. Let's see here. I had to think first, but hack attack spelled with Q and not ATTACK. I keep having to use the attack spelled wrong as a tag because people keep spelling it wrong. Otherwise, they won't find my videos. So I have to tag them like that, and that's what the tags are good for. Um, so Pro Q3. What's it called? It's called FabFilter Pro Q3 is fantastic. That's what it's called. And in it, I highlight some of the best features in there. The stuff that makes me always reach for that one first. It's just simply an amazing filter. I love it so much, and it's great. It's just the FabFilter plugins always gets a lot of use on in my production runs, always. And whenever I'm in some other app where I can't use AUV3s or use those for some reason, I feel a bit naked and I have to relearn what to do with other things, and it always feels like something is missing, kind of like I don't know, yeah, like something is missing, just like something is missing from your life when I don't use them. It sounds very, very dark and depressing, but what can I say? The FabFilter plugins are just simply amazing. They're fantastic, and I need to make more videos like that. Um, these are the kinds of videos I like making. They're 10 minutes long, so it's not too long. It's not too short for me not to get invested, and I'm highlighting specific things in something, and I'm talking about something that I know intimately. I want to do a similar with Saturn 2 also from FabFilter, and then I have the new delay plugin from them. What is it called? Time? I can't even remember now. I can't remember the name of it. I have it, and I have not have time had time to really dive deep in with it. But yeah, Saturn 2, FabFilter Pro, and also L2, the limiter. Those three plugins gets the most use out of all of their stuff. I also use the reverbs. I use the reverb, the Pro R. I do, and the compressor at times. But yeah, the EQ and the limiter, and yeah, I use that all the time. All of my mastering has been done that way also with those. Saturn, Pro Q3, L1, L2. Mastering, production, narration. They're always there at the end of the plugin chain. Always. Always. Keep them there. Always. Worth all the money you pay for them. It's an investment. It's a real investment when you buy those, and they're really cheap on iOS. I know. They're more expensive than other apps, but yeah, they're cheap. Which is why I made a video back when I bought the $130 plugin package. I made a video about that. If you want to see someone spend $130 like that, which it's not a lot of money for a lot of people, but for me it is, you know. And still, for that price, you get what, like one of them on desktop or two on desktop, and here you get a whole suite. It's pretty sick. iRig Duo's gain is not sufficient for dynamic microphones. Okay, I didn't know that, Sammy. The Zoom also has harsh gain. Gain is 40 dB max. Power wouldn't be an issue since I would be using mostly as church with power. I get. Um, I've used Motto stuff before. Motto is, they make really good. Happy Jacob. Hello Audible video. Hey hey. Hello. Hello. I'm very happy today. I'm happy because I'm having a great day now. I had a shitty day. I'm gonna have a shitty day once this stream is over because I'm gonna have to get back to this stupid mess of what happened with my LumaFusion. But I'm having a great day now because I'm here with you, and you're just making my day so much better. So thank you for that. Is Polytracker worthy? Polytracker? Am I using Polytracker? I don't know if Polytracker is something that I'm using. Is it tracker? Is it tracker app? I love tracker apps. Cow farts here in Texas. Oh, Tony, if I'll do it like this. I'll go over to Mitch. We'll sample some goat farts, and then I'll go over to you and we'll sample some cow farts. Yeehaw! We'll do it proper, the Texas way. I seen how you guys sample. I saw this. I'm making shit up now. I'm just pulling stuff out of my ass. But I saw this guy once on YouTube who built a special recorder for that. I'm gonna stop there because I just realized where this is gonna lead. What I'm doing right now. I do this to my partner all the time. She has to listen to so much nonsense from my mouth all the time. Every stupid idea that comes to my head just straight out there. It's like I'm farting, like I'm lip farting with my mouth all the time. Just the dumbest shit ever. And she just sits there because she's the nicest, sweetest person in the world. And she will put up with all my stupid shenanigans. And she won't say anything. And then she just pats me on the head and says, "Oh, I know, I know." uh, what will you feed the goats to make them fart on? Oh, okay, okay. We're not gonna force the goats to feed. I mean, if I have to sleep with the goats, sleeping with goats. That could be a title for a video. I met Mitch. I'm sleeping with goats. Me and Mitch sleeping with goats. Wait, no, 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 no. That title would be. Oh, the algorithm might actually just take that video down. That would be so weird. Oh yeah, that's not a title we're gonna use. Not that. I mean, I think it's great clickbait. Me and Mitch sleeping with goats, but I think people could take it the wrong way. I hope you're having a great day so far, all of you, in here in the chat, listening to the stream. I don't, let's see here. How long have we streamed for? We stream for an hour, 48 minutes. I usually stream for 2 hours. And today I'm gonna go for a bit longer. Just, if anyone is late right now, let's just stretch this a little bit because suddenly the stream is about everything and nothing almost. So for those of you who are used to 2 hour streams, if you want to click off and stuff, then that's okay. I'm good with that. I'm fine with that. For whoever's want to stick around, you can do that. Let's just stream for a little bit longer. I don't usually do that, so yeah, it's nice once in a while to do that. I like DDMF and also DDMF for character, Fab for precision. DDMF, you mean the Magic Death Eye compressors and limiter? I have the compressor and limiter, but I have nothing else from DDMF. Timeless 3, that's the name of it. I bought iLoud Micro because of your recommendation of iLoud, and I'm happy. It's awesome, and I can use iPad connected via Bluetooth, and the latency is impressively low. Yes, it actually is. The Bluetooth is impressively low. I've had, I've tested quite a few wireless headphones, and oh my, the latency can be horrible. The worst case scenario I've ever had was I don't know what was wrong. I switched out the batteries in them. Big set of studio headphones of some sort. You popped in battery into it. Very early model. I think the latency was like 1.5 second. It's really noticeable. Okay, if you're trying to play something, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work if you're listening to it at the same time, which you kind of have to do. You kind of have to listen to something to play it, unless you're a virtuoso and you know how to play without listening to it. I mean, there have been people who have been writing music even though they're deaf. So, but they weren't deaf from the beginning. But that's still impressive, you know, very very impressive. I see an old comment because I scrolled here earlier on the MacBook, and I see this water not puka comment. I keep seeing it, and it's making me think of a scary movie, and I don't know why. That's so weird. Why does my brain work like this? I don't understand myself. Hello there, Jim Shannon. You drinking berry juice today? Berry juice? No, I've been drinking this thing. It's Orangina. You might recognize it. It's got more fruit in it than most of these sodas, and whenever it's summer and hot, ever since I tried this out at a restaurant, I just this feels like summer to me. And so when I see them in stores, because a store here in where I live just got these, they didn't have them before. When I saw them, I just like, okay, I'm gonna get one of those. And when I drink one of these, it feels like it's summer and I'm enjoying myself. I'm not just sweaty and profusely and feeling horrible right now. Have you used Tornado recently? Yes, I used Tornado about 2 weeks ago, I think. What I did was I was testing it out because because someone was asking me if I had used it recently, and I said no. So I was testing it out, and I started doing some things, and Tornado is super great. Let me just show that for everyone who don't know what that is, that app. Tornado. Tornado. Okay, there we go. So basically, for touch panels, right? Very cool little app. Right now these are locked. Why are they locked? I can't remember. Oh yeah, but you can set up effects for all of these pads here, and you can have a lot of control over what you're doing with the sound, which is super great. Let's see. There we go. Not locked anymore. Yep. So basically, they're like effect processors you have inside, and then you can drag effect processor and create your own effect chains for these different pads, and then you can use these pads to change stuff in them. And it looks really interesting, right? Because in here you have modules like pattern delay, reverse delay, pitch delay, flanger, phaser, tonalizer, reverb. You have ring modulators, you have filters, you granulizers, loopers and stuff, and you can really build some sick effects. Here's the problem. There's so much you can do. If you want to change anything in them, there's just so much you can change. All of this can be changed. Every little knob, every little control it's a control. All of it. It's a lot. It's a shit ton, okay? And remember, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of these. Oh, I always forget that you can double tap to zoom in. What? It's windowed like that? I wish they would make this for mobile really, and really use the space, because this would look nice if it used the entire space. It's even got the same size, the aspect ratio. It's almost the same aspect ratio as the iPad Pro. So that would be nice. But yeah, there's a lot you can do in here to modulate stuff. Everything is modulatable, and you can control all of it with these touchpads. So the reason to why I stopped using it is because of that fact that it took too long for me to make my own stuff. And it was easier using other effect processors. So what I started doing instead was I started using Effectrix, which is also by Sugar Bytes. I love all Sugar Bytes apps. The biggest problem they have, the biggest issue they have, is that they're porting stuff from over from PC, basically from desktop, and so that's why the interfaces aren't really that well suited for touch many times. Effectors is not that bad, but with Tornado it can get really bad with the small stuff. So this one is also an effects processor. You have clear processing units here, and then you have a sequencer for them. So you put in steps for when you want in the sequence, when you want a certain effect to play, and mangle the audio. That's also a way you can mangle audio, also tempo controlled and everything. So Tornado and Effector is very different beasts. If you like something like Effectrix, then I would also recommend this one when it comes to sequence effects. It's an app called Sequential. This one is also cool. Alright, so now we got a groove. We got a regular groove, just a 4 on the floor. And then we can add effects. That's what I like about this one, that it's kind of immediate. It's like Effectrix, but it's even simpler with this thing here. So you have a strength value over here for the different effects, and then it's a sequencer where you tell it how you want it to be played. And you can have several different sequences set up here. Now these are empty, I haven't really done anything in them. And you can basically load in your own stuff in here. Now, I'm on my iPad Pro 11-inch, so none of my sounds, all of my original sounds and everything I used to do in Effectrix, in Tornado, in Sequential, they're all in this iPad right now that I'm using as a face cam. But I used to have my own stuff in here. But there's always stuff in here that you can play around with. I freaking love this thing. I freaking love this thing. This is just wonderful to work with. It's an older app, so this one is IAA only, I think. I don't think it has been updated for a long time. I would love it if they did, because I would still use this. I don't think that this one makes Effectrix redundant in any way, because Effectrix is way deeper with what you can do with it. And then if you want to go even deeper, you go to Tornado, and then you can get like sick deep with stuff. And then you also have touchpads. It's very different though. You don't make effect sequences like this, but yeah, that's also a way of doing it. I just got into the design for a while, and then MIDI learned the variables I used to real knobs, sliders, and button. Works a treat for me. Are you talking about loop rate or something here? Loop rate strikes a good balance with the amount of effects and control easy to get an overview of what's happening. Loop Raider. That's the one I don't have, I think. That's the one I don't have. Oh, stupid hair. Stupid hair. It's one of my mustache hairs. It's gone into my nose. Nothing subtle about Tornado. Elastic Effects is also great for live mapping. Oh yeah, Elastic Effects is also fun. Absolutely. I should make that video. I should make that video on great, because I should make a video on every folder I have, because the folders are very segmented into the stuff I really love. There could go a lot more apps into there, into those specific genres, but I've put the stuff that I like the best into those apps, or into those into that folders. So basically, I could make a video. I could make a list video for each and every one of those folders. Yeah, square baseline. I mean, apps like this, they're so much fun to work with, right? Especially if you're doing jams and things. What I would love would be a setup where I have like 6 iPads. It doesn't have to be big iPads. It could be, you know, like a 9-inch iPad, like a 9.7, something like that, an iPad Air, something like that. An iPad Air 2 could easily run this. An iPad Air 1, I think, can still run this. Yeah, so you buy a bunch of iPads and you turn this instrument into your instrument. That's what you do. You sync it all up, the old school style, you know, and then you just run with it and make a gig. You get an 8-channel sound card or something like that, and you start porting it into to another app where you might have Tornado, and then you can affect it live, and then you have these loops from these apps playing, and you could always change it because of how this works. You should really try it out. Even if it is IAA, try it out. I don't think it costs much. If you can still get it, by the way, let me just search for it. Maybe it's gone from the App Store. Sequential. No! Oh, I'm spelling it wrong. 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 Oh no. Am I spelling it wrong again? Mamma mia. How do I spell it? What? What? Sequential. I did spell it right. It's gone from the App Store? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, it's gone from the App Store. I'm sorry. Well, at least you have Effectrix. That has been updated recently. It's also an older app though, but it's been updated to keep it going. And also Tornado. And if you like Tornado, And if you like, yeah, if you like Tornado, you might want to have a look at WoW, because it's a filter app. Is that still here? WoW? WoW filter box. There it is. Yes. That's also Sugar Bytes. It's actually one of the best looking apps. It looks it looks amazing. And if we play this, I just wanna. It's a filter app, which I love. And where is that? Where is that crazy thing that I usually load? Is that this one? Nope. Nope. Where is it? Oh God, it can easily go out of control. I'm sorry if I killed anyone's ears, but this thing is insane. Literally, it looks so awesome, and there's so much you can do with it. It's a very fun filter app. It's crazy though. It's really crazy, as you could see there. Oh God, they make this so, it's so nice looking. Sugar Bytes really know how to make stuff look really, really nice. But then there is this problem. Like, Sugar Bytes are my favorite ones when it comes to the apps that looks the best and also sounds the best. But God, I just like, look at, these are buttons, okay? These are buttons, buttonins. It's a button, huh? Huh? And here, it's so tiny. I hate this. I hate this, and it's such a cool synth. It's such a cool synth. It's awesome. It's been a huge inspiration for me when I made Agonizer. This one and Thor have been a huge inspiration for me when I made Agonizer synthesizer. I wanted to make something that could have some possibilities from this one, but very much slimmed down and do stuff in a very different way. I didn't want to copy it completely because that would be wrong. And with Thor, I just liked how, I don't know, I like the flow of the signal chain and the filter and things like that. And then of course Kai Aras, he put his own thing to it. Yeah. Mike Pancreas, I'm sorry for your pancreas. I didn't mean to do anything with your pancake. I mean, your pancreas. Pancake? Where do I get all these things? It's a slip of the brain. It's a brain slip. It's a brain slip. I'm sorry. I saw a bird and I got distracted. You know, outside here we have trees growing, and over the years they've grown so tall so I can no longer see town. I used to be able to see down because we're on a hill, and see down, and I used to see the color that they used to light up the globe, you know, that big round ball thing in Stockholm. I used to see that from all the way over here, and now I can't see shit because all the trees have grown so high now after these 10 years we've been here that they're blocking out everything. But it's also nice because now the neighbors can't see us either, which is nice, and we can see them. So it's nice. It's a nice little. It's a yeah. I sacrificed the view for a little bit of personal space. And what's so good about this is that I can stand all evening or night and go out and talk to all the crow birds. And I say crow birds because it's a, you know, it's a collection of a species. There are several ones, and I always call the ones sitting outside here the wrong sort. So I just say crow birds. Basically, they're sitting out there in the trees during the nights and just, you know, removing feathers and grooming themselves and stuff. And I just talk to them all night. And sometimes I have this one bird. It's happened a few times. He's actually, you know, sat on the balcony when I come out, and he doesn't fly away. And he talks to me. He makes the noise, and I'll say, "What do you want?" And he makes a noise again, and he looks at me, and he is trying to communicate something. Maybe he's telling me to fuck off. I don't know. It might be, but yeah, I think it's a sweet thing. We having this little communication thing. It's happened a few times. Yeah, I love having a the closeness to nature. Trees right outside my like I can almost touch them now. They're grown so big. These trees. I swear I can affect the insects call with microbrew. Yeah, I've made bird chirps with synthesizers and stuff. I even have a video on that. I did it with Thor, for instance. That's one of the synths I did it with. I sampled the magpie on the KO. God, I wanna hear some magpie beats. Gyrosynth has 100% off. Are you sure it's got 100% off? If it's at 299, wouldn't it be like free? Or am I stupid here now? Am I being stupid? Me and math don't go well together. I'm just thinking if what? It's hurting my brain. Gyrosynth. Oh, that old one. Now I know which one you mean. Is it still on the App Store? That's Beep Street, isn't it? Let's see here. Gyrosynth. I think that's Beep Street. Gyrosynth. Oh, come on now. Don't do that to me. Don't do me dirty like that. Gyrosynth. You mean this thing, right? I think that's Beep Street. Yeah, it is Beep Street. God, I love Beep Street apps. Yeah, gotta love that Drambo though. I know some people watching this stream don't really they're not too fond of Drambo, and I'm good with that. It's not for everybody, but for me, 2020, the best music app throughout that year, Drambo. Most intense thing ever released on iOS. Changed a lot of things. A lot of developers have been looking at you don't know how many developers have had some proper anxiety from Drambo being released because they felt like whatever they would do would not be able to come up to that standard of what Drambo is, and it's still becoming, it's still evolving. A lot of developers, when I interview them, when I talk to them, just chat to them, they mention this thing and they feel like they can't get to that level and they don't know what to do, and like, oh, is it even worth me releasing this app and that app? And I'm like, stop being stupid, stop being silly, just release your apps. We want more apps. Yes, Drambo is one of the best things since sliced bread, but we might have another one and we won't know that if you don't release your apps, right? So stop. Gyrosynth from Beep Street. This one, it's basically listening to all the yeah, it's a gyrosynth. Yeah. Whatever. Come on. I haven't had this one for a while on my phone. Hey, come on. I can't even remember how we played it. Oh, there we go. Wait. Come on. It's really cool. It's really cool. Jarvisynth is really cool. I like it. It's one of those apps that came out really early that took advantage of all the stuff inside the iPhone when people were still experimenting. Because nowadays, what are we getting? What are we getting? Ever since AUV3, what we're getting are basically a desktop situation. Think about it. Like Cubase is 3 that I'm using now, with the upgrades and everything, I'm finally able to kind of work with it almost like almost, I'm not saying completely, but it feels more now as I'm working like I did in the past with my regular desktop computer. I was sitting and working with that, a tower computer I built myself, water cooled system in there, DSP cards full of stuff, the whole native instrument suite, hardware synthesizers everywhere, and I was working a lot with plugins and things like that. And it's starting to feel the same way now, even though I'm on iPad, because when we started with iPad, I wasn't one of the absolute early adopters because I began with Android and then went over to iOS. And when I went on to iOS, we had already had some really nice things, Audiobus and was coming and things like that. So we already started to getting kind of a situation where we could connect all our apps together. But what was so interesting with this time, this early on time, was apps like TC11, apps like Borderlands Granular, apps like Gyrosynth here, apps like Sampler, apps that really took advantage of what the iDevice was, the gyros, some synths took data from the localization of this thing. So it was listening to every instrument in the iDevice. Plus, it was also really utilizing the touch screen. So it made multi-touch with TC11. You can have like what 12 fingers on there, even though you only have. Don't ask how I tested that. Don't ask how I tested that, because I know you can. You can have a lot of fingers on there. Oh yeah. You're gonna have to think about that, because clearly I only have 10, but I know you can touch more, and it will still play. I know. So you think about that. You think about that long and hard. Make sure you think about it so much that you dream about it. Some weird stuff. No, don't do that. Don't do that. God, I wouldn't want you to do that. That would be horrible. I'm sorry, people. I don't want to be horrible. Where's the chat? Thumb Jam is one of those apps also that does a lot of cool stuff. Yeah, Sound for More, by the way. Sound for More. I'm not sure, but to me it sounds like Sound for More has an accent that sounds almost Finnish to me. But I'm not certain. He could be from any other country, but it sounds to me like he's from across the ocean in Finland. But I might be wrong. He does a lot of in-depth tutorials about a lot of stuff, and they're really good. So that's a channel you should check out also. Sound for More. It's called Sound for More. Koala is really good. Koala is really good. And there have been a few of those apps, where stuff is just brilliant. Koala is one. Loopy was one. Small apps that did this specific thing really well. And I'm feeling like we don't get too many of those. It happens once in a while, actually. And I would actually like to see more apps coming out where people don't just focus on the AUV3. The problem is that the market has shifted over. Whenever a new app comes out and it just doesn't have AUV3, I always see people say, "Oh, it's not worth buying it yet." Like, it's like with Borderlands Granular. I get it. A lot of people want to have that as an AUV3. I understand. Me personally, for me, it's always a full screen app, always, and it's the same for Chris Carlson. I completely get it. The guy who designed it. Same with Sampler. All those tools on that screen at the same time makes a lot of sense. Same with TC11, full screen mode. You can have split screen and do two different ones or 4 different ones, I think, even patches that you can control. And apps like that are awesome. We need apps like that too. Everything does not have to be this little plug-in thing. And many times there are plugins that are AUV3 that just annoys the hell out of me, and I wish they could be bigger. I absolutely love DrumKit. You know that. But like I've said before, I wish that I could just increase the size of DrumKit and get the envelope just floating out on the entire screen, so I could have like full control, fine-tuned control. I could really draw in my stuff for that one. Yeah, I would really like that. Sometimes the little plugin window just, yeah, it just, it doesn't do it for me. I can tell you the same thing with these plugins, the FabFilter plugins. I cannot work with them like this. I have to make them full screen mode. I have to make them full screen mode in order to, I'll show you here. Let me remove this and I'll add Pro Q3 just as an example. I'll show you exactly what I mean. Pro Q3. I'm sure that a lot of people already know this, but for those of you who do not know, what? What's going on here? Why are you not finding it? Oh, okay, there. So here we go, plugin window. All right. So I add a node. Okay, so I want to change this node right now. There are some things you can do. Sometimes you can grab it and do that, but many times when I want to make the point more sharp, I just can't because it's hard to control. So what do you have to do? If I maximize it, I have this thing here. This thing, okay? This thing is really important because it gives me the finest control over everything that I want. And when I want to do something really controlled, I can actually type in whatever I want, which I like. What I hate is whenever an app is programmed so that it covers over the thing I'm trying to write in there. So I can't see if I'm writing 700. It's worse even when you're writing names for presets, because many times autocorrect will mess it up. I write something and it just turns into goo. But yeah, like this needs to be full screen mode. Not only that, when I monitor stuff and I really, I set up my thing. You can set this up to really listen. You can have the curves on the incoming signal. You can change those. It's such a powerful tool. I want it to have it in full screen mode. So many times what I'll do, I'll work on the iPad 11 here, and then I'll bring in another sound card and run the signal out into my big iPad Pro 12.9 inch and run FabFilter's Pro Q3 on that in full screen mode so I can really see exactly what I'm doing. It's just, that's what it is. You can have full screen by clicking header. Yes, in AUM, when you want full screen, you simply do that, and it will scale depending on what you have. So if I bring up the keyboard, which you can do on effect plugins, which is a bit weird, but yeah, of course it's easier to program it like that, and I full scale it, it will scale it to the keyboard. That's why I always remove the keyboard when I want to use full screen mode like this. And it doesn't do full screen. I mean, it won't cover over the essential buttons like the tempo, but now it's covered over. But you can still see the tempo, the play buttons, record buttons, the level meter, of course. Another thing you might not know is that you can change level meters. You can change what you're listening to. Maybe you didn't know, maybe you did know, but you just tap it up here and you can choose to listen to the hardware, or if you want to listen to a certain track, for instance, a channel output. If I want to listen to only channel 2 here, I can have that showing up here instead. That's also a thing. There's loads of hidden stuff in this thing that isn't really apparent that I want to make a video about, that people don't know about, won't use because it's not advertising itself to them. AUM is way more powerful than we think ibland. I'm mixing Swedish and English. I just got a force. Oh, looking forward to the streaming from Disk Update, but it's refreshing with the iPad, although I need designing a folding stand for them. Just blew Ryan's mind. You see, that's so nice. You know how I found out? By mistapping. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. Like, I'm a pro at mobile music making with iOS, but there's so much I don't know, and you've seen me fuck up all the time. Pros fuck up too, you know? You have to fuck up a lot in order to become pro at anything. And being pro at something just means that you've been doing it a lot and a lot and a lot and a lot until you really, really know it. Akai Force is like paving a slab, though. Paving a slab. Yeah, why would you want to do that? You're talking about a concrete slab here. Why would you be paving a concrete slab? It's kind of weird. I'm not sure I get the analogy. You might want to want to evolve that a bit. Just, yeah. Being pro means you just a pro fuck up. I kind of like that, and I like that. Yeah, that's a nice notion. Fine control is why I like to have physical knobs. Yeah, exactly. That's why I have so many videos of me. You've seen me make video after video after video after video in where I'm just doing MIDI mapping in AUM, MIDI mapping in AUM, MIDI mapping the mixer and all the controls in there, making your own little 8-channel mixer mapped everything, MIDI mapping your AUV3s. Like MIDI mapping macro controls. I love having fine control, and I love being able to control stuff with physical knobs. I really love that. So that's something I just couldn't get away from. I think very hard for me to get away from. Very hard. Going over to iOS. I like the interface like this, but there's sometimes you can't beat a knob. You can't beat twisting a knob. That's just the way it is. I had a friend who always wanted more fine control with all his synths with filters in special, so in particular. So what he did was he always switched out the knob, not the pot. The pot is the same, but he just switched out the knob and he bought like oversized, huge gray knobs, plastic knobs instead. It looked really shitty on all his synthesizers, but man, the bigger the knob you have, the finer control you can have. I like that too. Like how you can adjust the knob size and get a finer control over what you're doing. Because if you have a small control, you twist you twist a lot more. You're moving a lot more data if it's a digital knob. But yeah, it's a bigger movement with a small one than when you have a big knob. You're moving smaller increments, and I like that, especially when dealing with pitch modulation and also cross modulation, FM modulation. The sweet spots are always at the beginning of when the signal starts affecting the oscillator. This is where you start getting the really interesting sounding stuff. And after that, it just starts sounding like horrible shit, clanking metal. That might be nice for some, but yeah, that's why Agonizer Synth is tweaked that way. Why the cross modulation knob, you don't know that, but when you're tweaking that up almost 50%, you're not getting more than I think it is like between 0 and 20 in value. It's almost nothing. If you think about the whole scale being from 0 to 128, sorry, 0 to 127, because 0 is also a number. So the full scale is 128. You're not getting much of it. You're just getting the first 20 when you go 50% up, because it's that logarithmic. Because of the sweet spots areas in the cross modulation. Everything else after that, it's not unusable all the time, but most of the time it is unusable to me. That's why I wanted that sweet spot there. And it's the worst when developers don't think about that. I don't want to shit on developers, but sometimes developers forget about that, and they will make linear knobs where value goes up, down, from down and up when you twist the knob linearly. Okay? Which means that values will shoot through the skies very quickly, and it gets very hard to get to the sweet spot. That is why it's so important that you do logarithmic curves for things like that. I blue tacked the lolly stick to my old Tysco synth for a very reason. What? What? A lolly stick? What? That is so sick. Okay, yeah, that's some fine control. Did you ever check out narrator's voice? Give you WAV file for text with any voice you want without having to screen record? Oh, narrator voice. No, I didn't. It's good that you said. I'm gonna. Do I have the App Store? Narrator voice. I can feel my voice is starting to go down because I've been recording audio all day, and I'm starting to get tired in my voice. We've been streaming for 2.5 hours. Yeah, I might have to stop soon because I don't want to lose my voice. I still have work to do tomorrow if I can get LumaFusion to work again. Narrator's voice. Let's see here. Voice. voice. Wait, wait, wait. I saw. No, voice. Let's see if I can find it. Narrator's voice. How is it spelled? The Swede spot. I've used rubber bands to move to it once too. Oh, that's smart. That's smart. Yeah, I've seen some people do some Lego stuff where they use cogs and Lego chains between knobs. It when you start doing that, it starts getting into teenage engineering area. That's the kind of stuff they would do. Oh no, my girlfriend is calling me. Oh, I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to message her and say I'm streaming still. Ringer strax. Well, that messed up my camera. Alright, I'm gonna have to end the stream here. I'm really sorry. I forgot about that. She was supposed to call nu. Nu. I'm starting to switch over to Swedish because I'm gonna speak to my my partner. I've missed her all day because she's away, and I really want to talk to her. So I have to leave you now. I'm so sorry. No, don't be sorry, baby. No, no, no. Jag ringer snart. I'm calling soon. All right. Thank you everyone for joining up and being here with me. I even sent her a little bit of hearts there. Yeah. So I'll see you next Wednesday. I hope, and we'll do something interesting. I hope. I'll try to find something interesting to do. We've had a lot of interesting talks today, and I think that the title for the video, uh, I don't even know what the title is, but yeah, that's the way it is. Uh, I'm sorry that I'm ending it so quickly, but I really want to talk to her. Haven't talked to her all day. I'm so used to having her, walk around in here and sit in our office that we put together and things. Ever since COVID and everything started, she's been working from home, and now she's away, and I'm not used to that. So I'm in that mode where I have to learn something new again, and everything feels very very off and weird, and oh, God, I hate that I'm weird. Okay, like this, it creates problems that don't need to exist, but that's just the way it is. So I have to be a little bit zen about it and just accept it. It's easy to say, it's harder to do. Thank you so much, and enjoy your evening. Take care of yourselves, and as usual, I wish you a very productive week. Now go finger all of your stuff and have a lot of fun doing it. And I'll be seeing you next Wednesday, and there I go to end the stream. 3, 2, 1, take care.